Would you want to walk around it, look at a couple things?
Loved it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
without getting too close to it.
Yeah. So one of the things that substantiates everything is this Warner Brothers sticker right here. I mean, this is the Warner Brothers 7 Arts studio sticker. Right next to it is the VIN number. And in fact, we went back to the original, to the detective that owned it before the Kiernans, and he was in New Jersey. And in New Jersey, you had to put the sticker right here. Actually, you had to put it right here. And he persuaded the DMV, of course, he was a detective there, that he couldn't get a razor down close enough, and that's why the sticker was there, and that's why the sticker remains there.
What's with the hole there?
That's where this is the natural point of where the antenna was. In the movie, it was put in the rear, and then when they put it back to be sold, they moved it back to the front, and that's the hole for the antenna. And down here, you can see some of these are the camera mounts. Here.
There goes $100,000.
Yeah, so those are the camera mounts that were on the car from they changed nothing. That's the most remarkable thing about this.
That really is the most remarkable.
They didn't change a thing on this car over all the years. They really just kept it the way it was, and it was put together very much that way.
So, McKeel, would it harm the value of it to change something now? Because clearly some of it is going to need rusting.
Well, one decision that was made already is that the car is running. It didn't run for a long time, so the engine has been...
It's been refreshed.
It's been refreshed,
Okay.
so it runs, which I think is an appropriate decision to make around it.
Sure.
What you hate with highly preserved cars like this, what you'd hate to see is all of a sudden somebody said, well, let's go paint it so it looks like in the movie, or let's completely redo any of that. And of course, preservation is kind of a new aspect of how we conserve cars in the world.
Yes.
And so, you really don't want to see much happen other than to try to preserve the surfaces the way they are.
Right.
It doesn't need to be any shinier. It doesn't need anything more done to it. The fact that it drives is important, I think, and I think it adds to the elements of the car.
Yeah, and it's such an authentic artifact. I mean, if you see there on the tack, there's a little bit of a glue on the tack, and that was when the original builder made the car and built the car. When the original builder put the car together, he put a little piece of tape on there, and there wasn't a red line to tell him when he was going to over rev the engine. And on that little piece of tape, it said little pieces. And he told Steve that if you take it over this past here, the car turns into little pieces.
Oh my gosh!
And that's the documentary that we're working on. It's called Little Pieces. The wheel well on the left-hand side here, and there's that great spot. Up through here, there's a vent that goes into the trunk, and that open vent was to have a smoke machine in the trunk. And so when Steve did that iconic part of that chase scene where he spins the wheels and there's just a huge amount of smoke coming out, that's the smoke machine in the trunk through that vent, throwing smoke out into there, and you can see as it goes up the hill, there's smoke coming out of the back of the trunk. So it's all cool stuff like that.
You guys, this is just a wonderful story. Really, I'm so happy that it was found. I'm so happy that you told us about it. It's just, thank you very much, and I can't wait to see what the future brings for this vehicle.
Thanks very much. Yeah, no, it'll be on World Tour later this year, so we'll be announcing that shortly. It's an HVA World Tour.